What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to Tropico 5. My name is Splattercat, and we are picking up exactly where we left off, retrofitting our society and trying to move them into the worlds of the future with rockets and lasers and science and awesome spaceships and X-Wings and also A-Wings, which were my personal favorite back when I used to play Rogue Squadron. I played the TIE Fighter a lot now that I'm thinking about it. Once I got the TIE Interceptor, I played that a ton. I really liked the TIE Interceptor. Nonetheless, we are back here at Tropico 5, where we're doing the best that we can to kind of even things out as the years drag on. We're probably going to retrofit our Constitution because I'm seeing that that's a major issue for us right now. I think that the big reason that we're having such a major drop-off in our approval rating is because we've built a free society on the backs of communists. And so I'm thinking that the communists are upset with us right now, and since they're the biggest faction, it may be time to get them back on board with us. So I'm going to do a whole bunch of constitutional edicts right after this to make sure that we get things fixed up. But until then, let's continue modernizing all of these apartment complexes. Although there seems to be a little bit of the sticky clicky going on. It doesn't like the fact that something's being built behind it. For whatever reason, that seems to keep making me bounce out of the menus. I think that's all we can afford for right now, but how much is this making, by the way? This has got to be making like a fortune. Its lifetime profit is $173,000, and considering I only built that, I can actually... Let's add... Yeah, let's go with the administrator right there. So now we can have even more people come and visit it. It can service more people, and so now it'll make even more money. Loads of money! Get it while it's hot, boys. And so we've got that over there. Everything's looking okay in this region. I mean, we've still got a lot of housing being built. How long do we have until we can... Oh, we have 9 months. Okay, so we're pretty close. I'll go back through, and I'm going to try and make a mental note of what the communists like so that we can kind of move things around a little bit, and this might backfire on me. All things considered, this might really backfire on me, but I'm going to try it nonetheless because I feel like this is probably the only way to fix our really low approval rating right now. I mean, 60%, 58% is not that bad, but it's in the danger zone where like one mistake can kind of flop you over and get you annihilated. So you want to avoid being in that danger zone. We definitely don't want any Archer-like situations to take place. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of these houses. Once again, this is going to hurt us. You're going to see an approval rating drop. People are going to get upset because we came down with the bulldozer. But we're going to build them nicer housing, so they'll get over it, I think. They will eventually recover. They don't need all those ridiculous knickknacks and things they've been hoarding anyways. Who needs 600 sets of china? Just put whatever you can on your back. We'll give you a better house. It'll be all right. I should also continue working on geothermal so that I can stop importing all of my energy solutions. So I'll think about that in a little bit too. I would absolutely prefer for us to go 100% green in the near future if we can make it happen. Other things, okay, so I don't want to build buildings just yet down in here, but I do want to get a feel for the sizing. And so with these apartment blocks going in, where's that Cineplex at? Because I do want to see if maybe I can fit one of these in here. God, it's always like one too small. That thing is enormous. Like, I could reroute some of the roads, I guess. But ultimately, I don't feel like I'm being super efficient about it. Let's drop in a nightclub over here because they like... always one short. Always one short. The weirdest problem ever. Every single time. Okay, we'll put one in right there. And now we've got to wait it out. So we're out of cash for the fiscal year, I think. Let's just wait till some of our imports balance that, and then we'll get back to building. Probably up to like $100,000 before I always feel safe massively expanding anything. I don't want to talk about massive expansion for too long, otherwise I'll get myself feeling all frisky about it. But I do want to jump off and make sure that we get everything squared away soon. Alright, we'll start modernizing these over here because I totally forgot about them. And so being able to hold 6 more families is always a good thing. Modernize those 3. We try and figure out what we do over here. Or we will try and figure out what we're going to do over here. I also need to ensure that all of our jobs are working at the maximum capacity. Okay. I'm going to go in between episodes and I'm going to try and allocate all of my overseers or whatever the hell they're called, their managers, because honestly I've been really dropping the ball on that. We have so many managers that it's difficult to keep up with them, in all honesty. Let's get these retrofitted. There we are. Lots and lots of high rises. Okay. I think we're looking a little bit better now. Still. Oh, that's cool. They've got little eco-friendly, you know, if you know what these are right here. So basically what these do is that when you have, we studied this in hydrology classes, but what happens is as you increasingly remove the amount of soil that can soak up water, what happens is you end up with weird runoff problems where you end up creating like artificial rivers and creeks like that. And what these do right here is these little things on the side, aside from looking nice, they catch water and they're filled with sediment. They catch water and they sort of offset that so that you've got enough soil soaking water and evaporating properly. It can actually redirect the way that your hydrological system works entirely. You can end up redirecting rainfall and weird stuff too, but it's difficult to chart because we're only just now getting used to that as a science. But anyways, very interesting little technology and not something that anybody... There's also rooftop gardens that people make where they'll have like 2 feet of soil on top of the building that can just soak and collect water, and it's all reinforced with structural steel or whatever to make sure that the roof doesn't collapse in. But they do that as well, but they don't have them here, so maybe these are just decorative, but as far as I know... Oh yeah, they are decorative. There's little doors right there so people can go out into the garden. Never mind, I thought they were being eco-friendly, and instead I find out that they are not being eco-friendly. They're just making lovely places to have your meetings. With some of these things over here, we have a little bit of extra space, but I don't know what I should do with it. I mean, it seems pragmatic right now to start shoving entertainment into every corner that I can. It's a tough call with where we're at, because I do think that we need to start like shoving things places, because there hasn't been a whole lot of that lately. We need to start condensing people into the right spots. Over here we can go with a couple... Oh, we could only get one in right there without a weird offset. That's strange. Okay, well I'll take the offset since I don't have a choice, but... And then over on this side, what's small that we could fit in here? We have a mission? No, the mission's still a little bit too big to fit in there. That's what I should have put right there. Let's cancel this construction. Yeah, I want to cancel that, and we could put in a mission right here. No, it's not going to fit. What about a church? The church seems like it's more elongate. Our religious happiness has been super bad lately, and it's now 2016, so I think we can move our constitution around. Let's have a look at our communists and see how we can fix them and make them like us again. So they want us to open society, security surveillance, visa program. So I don't know if they want open borders. So they want immigrant nation, security surveillance. Okay. So open society. I gotta kind of memorize these because I don't have a piece of paper in front of me. Anyways, it should be fairly obvious which one the communists like in most cases. So we go security surveillance. We would go with something other than visa program. I guess they probably want Tropico for Tropicans, which would be fine. I mean, that'd work out perfectly well and good at the state that we're in at the moment. And then they want immigrant nation. Oh, never mind. They want immigrant nation. Okay. So energy efficiency, they want that to go away. Okay, let's amend this thing. And so first things first, voting rights are fine. Secular state's okay. Conscription is good. Political rights, democracy working out perfectly fine for everybody. Labor policy's okay. We don't have to mess with that. We'll go with immigrant nation to make the communists happy. Open society. Do these stay until I change them? Or if I... Let me unclick that right now. Okay, so they go back. So we'll go immigrant nation. That's what they wanted, right? I'm already forgetting. This is way too much memorization for me on the fly, especially under pressure with viewers watching. It becomes difficult. So they want open society. They want immigrant nation. They want... Oh, never mind. That's the wrong person. We want communists. We want open society to go away. So we want security surveillance. We want immigrant nation. And we want energy efficiency. So basically, they want open society to go away. Alright. Well, this might not work and it might work. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So instead of open society, let's go with security surveillance. Over here, we need immigrant nation. On this side, we need economy first would be my guess as to what they want. And so we'll amend that, and we should see some pretty rapid gains with the Communist Party. So yeah, there it is right there. We just saw like a 7% jump instantly. So I think that was the problem, is that the entire game I was kind of playing a militarist communist faction, and then once we got to modern times, I was like, oh look, I can change my evil ways, and I swapped it around and stopped assassinating my citizens and doing all that fun stuff, and it made the communists upset because they had gotten used to certain things happening the way that they were happening. And I know I already tried this, but can I fit a Cineplex over here anywhere? I can. I'm excited about this. Cineplex! That's the song you sing when you erect a Cineplex. It's not a complicated song. It only takes a little while to rehearse, but it's the song that we sing. So that raised us up a little bit. How many of the communists were swayed by that, though? We have very, very high unrest, and so I think we can get rebels again now that we've gone back to security surveillance. I think once you get rid of open society, it reopens you up to having militarists attack you, so I think that's probably going to be my cue to start putting in more buildings that give us armies. And so maybe start spotting military barracks here and there around the city to keep us safe. That'll also supply us with some uneducated labor for the future. Let me also put in another Teamster's office over here somewhere, because from what I can tell, that's not being moved. Its output storage is totally full. Unfortunate, but, you know, we work with what we have. These barracks will give us extra little armies in case we get invaded or anything. I think the rebels should be back. That means we've got to put up with those obnoxious little bastards throwing Molotovs into all of our buildings again. But when tit comes to tat, I think the potential gains that we're going to take... Entertainment is up. Liberty is probably down. Religion is up a little bit. Everything should be on an upswing right now. Let me look at my factions one more time. Okay, so we're beloved by the communists again. That dropped us off a little bit with some people, but I think it actually helped us recover slightly with the religious. So that should be good. I think we probably want to start going after the environmentalists pretty heavily. And so let's go ahead and run a smear campaign. Oh, I was going to say in 12 months. Okay, we got to wait until 2018. Elections are here. I'm going to go ahead and throw myself onto the ballot as always. And with the extra cash that we have, let's go ahead and plot out some of our new tourist areas. This area is nice. I like it, and I think it's looking okay. But let's do this a little bit more intelligently this time, because last time I felt like I did this sloppily. And so what I want to do is I want to get roads and things implemented first, and I want to have like specific areas where my citizens, so all the people that are working, and our service culture, all the people that are taking care of all of the... Oh, I did that road poorly. Okay. So all the people that are taking care of our tourists, I need a place for them to live, obviously, and then I need other places that sort of support that. So I need hospitals, I need police stations, all of that in order to make this work properly. So first things first, let's take a look at our beauty overlay. Beauty overlay is looking great. So we actually have ourselves well stocked for success over here. We've got a lot of money. So let's have a look at our tourism menu. And we've got a lot of economy hotels. They tend to make a lot of money, which is good. It seems to... Actually, these are going bust, interestingly enough. Okay. Well, some of these are making money. Although it looks like they're alternating between ones that are totally boned and ones that are okay. We may not be bringing in enough tourism. So that leads me to believe it might be time to put in an aerodrome. Might not be a terrible call. Although we don't want to use up equitable space on it. So maybe the aerodrome right there. It's going to be expensive. And then we need a place for our workers to live. So we'll focus on that first. We'll go with modern apartments here. And we'll slam in a couple of those because those take a really, really long time to build. So we're just going to have to wait. With our approval rating, it's dropping off one more time. And I'm not necessarily sure why. Our food variety is looking okay. I mean, everything's looking reasonably decent. Our overall happiness is 74. So I think it's just kind of the problems that come across when you know, you've got more people moving into an area than you know how to handle. We've got more shacks down here, which is unfortunate. I can't really upgrade anything right now because we're not... I mean, we'll be growing slowly. God, we definitely need to get some people to organize these boats. I feel like we've got severe collision problems in here. We've got another protest going, which you can buy off the protesters if you really feel like it.
Connections with the nations of the Middle East are of paramount importance in this day and age.
Sure, I suppose we can invite the Middle East. I don't mind one way or the other. I mean, it doesn't really affect me. So what I would say is we should praise them and then kick them out. And then we'll invite the Middle East, and then we will take another diplomatic relation in just a minute. We'll give them their just due. Okay, so we're already back up on cash for a little bit. Let me see what some of these exports are and what we can process. Because I'm thinking we could definitely... So if we've got so much coffee being exported, I think we could probably go with a bunch more canneries. I really do think that we could get away with it.
Surf bought me here, dude.
Okay, so we got a bunch of tourists who came in from this way. They're arriving over here. And then they're going to our touristy area. I was sort of hoping, like, in the previous game they had a tourist dock. And I don't like how they got rid of that. I find that to actually be really kind of shitty. I wish that they still had the tourist dock. They may still have it. I may have missed it. So we've got 20 family tourists. Okay, so a family resort. Can we upgrade these hotels at all to make them better? No, we can't. And it looks like beauty is actually being hurt down here, so we may also want to beautify this slightly. Maybe throw in some small gardens randomly down here, just to try and help these out. You can see the overlay recalculating itself whenever I do this. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And so now what I'll consider doing is putting in... No more family hotels. Maybe we can get wealthy tourist families now if we really wanted to stretch out. So we have the Aerodrome, and then we get tourists that arrive by plane. We get 10 tourism rating. What did the Aerodrome do for me? The same thing. Cultural tourists. Alright, a hacienda. So maybe start focusing on attracting new tourists that are interested in other things. Cultural tourists, namely. We'll put that right there. And let's go out of our way to make this look a little bit nicer. So we'll surround it with what we can. There we go. That looks great. And then on this side, we'll come up with some kind of entertainment for people. We can make up our own... Oh, don't you need a ruin site for this to work, though, or something like that? I don't think we have any ruins. Like, we have nothing culturally awesome to attract anyone to our island. How are these not built yet? Oh, yeah, there's no construction out here. My bad. So let's go ahead and... Oh, God. There's so many things to fix. I'm breaking things that I didn't even know I had. So let's go ahead and place that right there. You'll forgive Leaf Blower Man outside as he goes ahead. And as I said, it's impossible for him to do his job when I'm not recording. The strangest thing ever. The moment I start recording, dude shows up with a leaf blower. Every single time. I don't know. There's no leaves outside, by the way. It's a giant dirt lot. Not a single leaf to be seen. He just blows dirt around all day and then collects a paycheck, I suppose. I don't hate. Get it how you live it. I mean, whatever. You get money wherever it's available. I'm just saying it doesn't appear to be a whole lot. The leaf blowing industry over there seems to be poorly stocked. So, lifetime profit right here is going fairly well. We have a lot of shacks. I'm trying to fix that right now with these apartment buildings down here, but it takes time. It takes a little bit of time, especially since they're working kind of... We can win without cheating. It'll be fine. And then, is it 2017 yet? Can I use my edict so we can go smear campaign in 1 month? Come on, January. There we go. So we can run a smear campaign now. Run a smear campaign on the environmentalists. And then shortly thereafter, we want to run a promotional campaign, a social engineering, on the Communist Party once again. So a little bit of money to make sure that the right pockets are getting greased and to make sure that the right people are putting ballots in the boxes. Because the boxes, I'm all for open press and all that fun stuff, but every now and again, you got to make sure that you can get the vote locked in. And so there it is. We got a little bit of a jump. How much did that hurt that faction, though? Because I am interested in finding out. Oh, wow. Our open jobs are actually... Need to get ahead of that, too. Homelessness is still a little bit iffy. I think I can still fix it, though. How much did that slash them? That actually did nothing to them. That did far less than I expected. I don't know if maybe it takes place over time. We'll keep an eye on their numbers. But I think they were at 790 or something like that, so it only got rid of like 30 of them, and you can only run it once a year. That's going to be a long road to hoe, and I suppose I probably should have been up ahead of that. Oh, we need to expand the power grid. Let's go ahead and do that then. So the power grid extends to here. We'll extend it out a little bit further, and then we're also going to have to, let's put in some geothermal now. So that's going to be right here. I think we can afford a couple of them. We'll put in a geothermal plant off on this side of the island. We will also put one in right here. So we're going to bulldoze this so that we can cancel out the export. Get rid of it, and then the second that it's ready to go, we'll put a geothermal in its place. That's going to give us short-term power issues, but we can fix it. It also gave us a little bit of extra space so we can plop something down right there if we really wanted to. Maybe like another Teamsters union or something.
Presidente, my career as a weatherman is over. I promised everyone a warm and sunny day. And now we have a tornado on the island.
He misses the old days when Sonny was in charge of telling the weather. That's funny. That's a Tropico reference from the previous games. It looks like we've got a tornado coming in. We can only hope that it doesn't hit a major population center. Unfortunately, it appears to be coming straight at us like we are made of magnets and it is made of iron. So unfortunately, given the ferrous nature of our component right now, or of our opponent... Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I need that to be functioning. We really can't get by without that geothermal plant being operational. Power is obviously out. I know. Bear with me for a little bit. Okay, so we only lost one building. Not a big deal. These are going to take us a bit to build. And so while we're here, it might be a decent plant to just spot, or it might be a decent idea to plant them all over the place. There we go. That's what I was trying to say before my tongue decided to rebel. Put a geothermal plant out there. Maybe actually two of them. To be honest, we've got the space. I don't know if we have the workers, but we'll make do. We're still having housing issues down here. Not necessarily unexpected, but let me take a look at my buildings here. I'm still a little bit, so we've got entertainment and environment. We need research and education. So we have 5 colleges and we have 8 high schools. How are these doing right now? They're doing okay. And so what I think might be an astute thing to do is begin putting educational... Let's see here. We can go with a high school right there. We can go with a college right here to help educate some of these citizens that are in this large metropolitan center. And then once people start to get educated, my other... Let's develop this right here next to this farm. I wasn't planning on doing it, but we still have housing issues, so I'm trying to bring everything together right now. We've got so much money that we might as well just build till our ears bleed, which is one of those weird side effects that most people don't know about. Your ears will eventually bleed if you build too much, so be aware. You have been warned. Oh yeah, Cineplex. Cineplex. What are you doing? Romantic comedies? No, we don't need birth rates up. 5D, 5-dimensional, God. Let's go ahead and do that. So we have high school educated workers that are going to be working there. Hopefully we'll see some sort of benefit from that building. Need to see the power go up right there. Hospitalization wing needs to be added. And once our geothermal goes up, we should be in a much, much better position. I'm going to break the episode off right here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in the Nerd Castle for another episode of Tropico.
We finally found your Swiss bank account. We gave it to an investment bank. We had a really hard time following it around the world and uncovering it once they finished all their financial voodoo. Still, those shady bankers do seem to know what they are doing because it now has more money in it than it used to.
Hooray! Alright, I will see you in the next episode of Tropico 5. Take care out there, everybody, and hi-do as always.